So they're actually taking advantage of your situation. You might wonder, isn't it gonna be so expensive? It is not. It is so cheap. Don't let this get to you. Look at that glow. Wow. Hello everyone, this is Soomin and welcome back to my channel. James is working right here, so if you hear any typing sound, I'm sorry for that. He's working at home. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a little Q&A Instagram story asking any video suggestions from you guys. Surprisingly, you want to hear my story. Like any experiences that I had since I came to the UK. To be honest, I have so many episodes to share from my uni life. But recently I've been seeing a lot of housing problem because of the situation. Quite a lot of students have to go back to their countries or go back to their parents' house. But quite a lot of them are struggling with the rent problem, the deposit problem, which happened to me too when I moved out from my previous place. So I thought it would be great if I share how I took legal action to my previous real estate agent. So if you're struggling with deposit problem or if you're actually looking for a new place in the UK, this video is going to be really helpful. So watch it till the end, please. So the story goes back to 3 or 4 years ago when I first house hunting in the UK. I used to live in student accommodation, but I just couldn't stand my flatmates. I am a little bit OCD, so sharing kitchen and living room with basically strangers wasn't a great idea for me. After like 6 or 7 months of living in student accommodation, I decided to move out and find my own flat. I went to several agencies and then I went to a lot of viewings to find the perfect flat for me. But here goes the first tip when you're looking for a house in the UK. You book the viewing first. So when you get there, the agency is gonna send you somebody who's gonna show the flat around, but you have to make sure to get their business card. This is quite important because I didn't get it. And then the second tip is that do not believe anything the person says on the viewing until you see the real words on your contract. So what happened to me was I found the perfect flat. As soon as I walked to the apartment, I knew that I was gonna love it. So when I actually entered the flat, I was in love with the flat. It was just perfect for me. It had the perfect bathtub, a nice living room, and I also like the fact that it has separate bedroom. Yeah, so I knew I was gonna move in that place. But the guy suddenly decided to explain too much information about that flat that I didn't ask, which was that I could get the first rent fee back after like 6 months. It was kind of weird option. So basically he was telling me that I could live in that flat for free for the first month if I move into the flat the next month. So I was like, well, that's brilliant. I like this flat anyway. But then he also said, this building doesn't have any gym, but if you want to use gym for free, you can actually go to the next apartment because there is gym on the basement. But the thing is, I was gonna move into the flat even though the first month wasn't free, even though there was no gym that I could use. But then it's good to have that options. So the next day I went to the real estate agency. It was my first time doing the contract, so I brought one of my British friends who would go through the contracts with me. So I was reading everything to make sure that I understand everything. Maybe I was too excited. I didn't ask them about the first free rent thing and the gym, which was my mistake. I totally missed that part. So I called them up asking about this new promotion stuff. But the thing is, no one knew about this promotion. I was very confused because not only me, but also my friends there who was at the viewing heard this promotion. And we all thought, wow, this is amazing. But no one at the office knew about this. They asked me about the guy's name. I knew his name, but I couldn't spell his name because I didn't get the business card. I basically had to describe how he looks like and my really bad spelling guess. So basically what happened was there was no promotion. like that. It's just false information. And I couldn't understand why he did that. But then again, it wasn't on my contract. It wasn't on my paper. So I couldn't really get anything out of it, which was very frustrating. Other than this wrong information, everything was so fine. I have lived in that flat for like over 3 years. So everything was fine. I still don't know why he lied about it, but me and my friend thought maybe he just wanted the commission and he just quit the job because it seems like they couldn't find the guy who gave me the viewing. So yeah, that happened. So when you're going for the viewing, you have to make sure you get the business card. You have to make sure who they are and do not believe anything they say on the viewing until you see the words on the paper. So you found the place you like and you move into the place. Before you move your stuff into your new place, take pictures of every corner to see which one is already damaged. It's for your evidence. But if you forgot to take pictures, then it's completely fine because when you get the contract, you will also gonna get the paper of damage inventory list. So basically, once you move into your new place, they're gonna send you a person who checks all the damage so they can maybe charge you when you move out. I don't know why, but most of the real estate agencies don't really seem to do that. Maybe they're too lazy. They can't really do that without you there because you have to be there, witness them, and then you have to put your signature on the paper. That's how the paper works. Even if they didn't come to your flat to check the damage, you still have to keep the paper. It's going to be your evidence as well. It's gonna help you a lot. And then when you want to move out, you call them maximum 2 months, minimum a month before you move out. Before your moving day, they're gonna send you another person who checks the damage. So I was actually thinking about paying reasonable amount of the cleaning fee because I have lived there for like 3 years and maybe I accidentally broke something. I don't know. I was thinking about paying some cleaning fee. The lady came to my flat and she was checking here and there, but I kept my flat really clean. She was quite impressed with the condition of my flat. But she said that maybe we should redo the walls and stuff, but it's not going to be expensive at all. We're gonna send you the invoice of the cleaning fee and we're gonna negotiate it and then you will get the deposit back. She said that I'm gonna get the deposit back within next 2 weeks. And I triple check with my agency when I'm gonna get my deposit back. And they said on the phone, yeah, within 2 weeks. And they were really nice about it. They weren't really being dodgy. I moved out, I cleaned the entire flat. They didn't really need to clean up the place because I cleaned up already. I have waited 2 weeks patiently, couldn't hear anything from them. From week 3, I started to email them. Here's another tip. Try not to talk to them on the phone, but email them so you can save up all the evidence of who said what. So what I did was I emailed them first and wait like half an hour and then call them up to let them know that I sent the email. And I also asked them, could you check the email and please reply me back as soon as possible so I could leave all of the information on email. But then these people are getting very dodgy. They were giving me like ridiculous reasons. So first of all, they said the one who's in charge in my deposit is away. He's on holiday. And then he came back. He called in sick. And then they are blaming on other cleaning company. They didn't put through all the invoice. So they can't really do the paperwork because of them. It was like very frustrating to wait and to hear all of like ridiculous reasons. At this point, I got the vibe that they're trying to get away with my deposit. It is really sad, but some of the real estate agencies are assholes. If you're an international student, then they know that you're gonna leave this country and it's going to be really hard for you to reach them out after leaving this country. So they're actually taking advantage of your situation. I personally can't really stand these people. But I'm a nice person, so I gave them 2 whole months to sort out my deposit. After 2 whole months of patiently waiting, I've decided to take some legal action. And at this point, I no longer want to pay any of the cleaning fee. I wanted to get a full refund back. So at this point, you are frustrated too. So what you need to do right now is to find the deposit protection institution. So here's the thing. If you did the contract with a proper real estate agency, then the agency is not the one who's holding your deposit. There is an institution in between you, tenant, and the agency. You are sending the deposit to the agency, but this protection institution is gonna hold your deposit until you move out. But it's not hard to find it. It's on your contract, or when you are doing the contract, they're gonna let you know which company they're using. There are several protection companies like My Deposit, DPS, and I forgot. But there are so many. Mine was DPS. I went to the website and create a new account. It's really easy. You just create an account and put the previous address in that website, and you're gonna see how much money they're holding. First step is to send deposit refund request. It's really easy. You just type the basic information like I haven't heard from my agency for so long and blah blah blah. You don't have to be specific. Legally, when you send the request, they have to get you back, but they can delay as much as possible. So you just have to wait until they get you back. If your agency is nice enough, then they're gonna reach you out at this step and they're gonna negotiate the deposit together. But mine didn't. They completely disappeared. They didn't pick up my phone call. They didn't even read my emails. I think they blocked me. So they were really trying to get away with my deposit, not paying me back. Here is the final step. If your agency is still not talking to you, and this time go to the website again and find statutory declaration form. It sounds very difficult, but it's nothing. There is like an official form to claim your deposit, but in this time, this paper is going to have legal power. You print them out, put your personal information on it, and then you find solicitor. Solicitor is just like a lawyer. Google solicitor near me and then call them up because you need to book an appointment. You might wonder, isn't it gonna be so expensive? It is not. It is so cheap. You go there with Fiverr. With Fiverr, you're gonna take legal action. It's so easy and really cheap. You go to the solicitor explaining about your situation, and they're gonna ask you like really simple questions, such as, did you write these forms? Is everything true on this form? At the end, before he signed on the paper, they're gonna say, repeat after me. So it's basically you saying, I, Soomin, confirm that everything is true on this paper. And then they're gonna sign on the paper. That's it. You're good to go. It's really interesting that a piece of paper got the legal power with one signature. You don't even need to send that form directly to your agency. You send it to that deposit protection institution, and then they're gonna do the rest of it. Well, legally, your agency have to reach you out within 14 days, but we don't know when exactly they get the letter. In my case, it took almost like a month. So to be honest, I completely forgot about that situation. I was like, oh, my job's done. I'm just gonna wait until my money is back. After a month, I got an email that says I'm getting the full refund. I didn't pay any of the cleaning fee. I didn't pay a penny. Yeah, that's how I got the full refund from my previous house. I might be a little bit overwhelmed right now again because like I'm still upset talking about that situation.
Do you want a hug?
No, I'm like too sweaty. No. That's basically how I got my deposit back. I know legal action sounds very fancy, sounds very difficult, but it's really easy. A lot of international students don't really know about this process and they just give up on their deposit. Do not give up. You have your right to get your refund back. Don't let these assholes get to you. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yes, queen.
Wow, I'm sweating. Look at that glow. Wow. It's not highlighter, it's my sweat. that was one of the episodes that happened to my uni life. Thanks for watching my video. Hopefully next time I come back with like a happy story. Okay, bye bye.